Hi, everyone. What's happening? Welcome back to another weekly webinar. Professor Nat here, and joining you live from our Patreon community. We're going to post this video as well out to YouTube and some other social channels. But if you're finding us for the first time, welcome to patreon.com/speaker training. Got the promo up behind me on my Professor Nat whiteboard. We love you. I love you. You didn't say it back. That's okay. It's fine. We really do. We care so deeply and greatly about you. All we're doing all day, every day behind the scenes at patreon.com/speaker training is working for you as entrepreneurs in this speaking business. This is the business of speaking. This is the outlet. This is the network, the community, and group for you. And yes, as a byproduct, you can become a dynamic performer on stage, moving audiences. But what we found, the want and need in this industry, which we're going to share with you some industry data today during this weekly webinar, is that the business side of speaking, so many of you are frustrated by. If you've been following along the journey, you know that I've done hundreds now of customer discovery interviews with everyone from former pro athletes to Olympic gold medalists to executives, entrepreneurs, CEOs, people who are either transitioning into speaking and training career or have their own speaking and training businesses all set up. And every single time, two big problems have emerged. Number one is you're lonely. There's a loneliness epidemic in the speaking and training world because it is kind of a one-person shop. Most of us are running our businesses. Maybe your brother or sister helps you with your social media, but for the most part, you're a one-person shop. So this is a community at patreon.com/speaker training for you. It really is. We want to build out a network of people who just help each other in any way. Number two is the biggest problem I hear, and I've heard from hundreds of now discovery interviews, is get me more gigs, Nat. Let me get this straight, Nat. So you're like an agent. So you find me gigs, you get me gigs. Can you go get me gigs? Where's the business? Can I go get some more gigs? Listen, I love you. And so I'm able to talk to you real. No, we aren't a traditional speakers bureau because the traditional speakers bureaus have thousands of people on their Rolodex and only a handful of events. Now, some of them have really high level events, and that is their business model. They find the high level speaker for high level events or the multiple speakers for regional events. They are the connection point. They can be powerful and valuable. You got to do a lot of work to stay on the speakers bureau's radar and stay relevant. It's as simple as that. Also, though, we're not a speaker coach, so we're not going to charge you 20 grand here at our community with the hope and promise you can go make a $20,000 keynote. Now, mind you, that is possible, but at the end of the day, this is about you finding value in your own self-worth and allowing us, me and my team, to help you to productize and package yourself. There's a million different ways to do it. And as those problems have emerged, you're lonely and you need more business, you need help on the business. Our whole community has quickly and rapidly hyper-focused to be helpful and supportive of you as entrepreneurs in the business side of speaking and training. Good news, I'm a professor in entrepreneurship. It's the truth. I teach at various universities and guest lecture around the country to different groups all the time about what are not only best practices, but what is research saying about entrepreneurs. And today it's all about the sales, and follow up. I wanted to show you and share with you. I'm sharing my screen here now. So if you're watching this on a different format, you might have to go full screen to see this whole thing. We'll post this on our video ask platform as well. So some of you might be watching there with the clickable link at the end to go right back to our Patreon page. We'll put that link in the bottom as well. But this is the graph. This is it. So recently, good friends of ours and of mine and partners on certain projects, a company called Speaker Flow released their State of the Speaker Industry Report. They surveyed 216 speakers, from making a little bit of money doing this up to some experts making over $1 million as speakers each year. And this is the graph and the chart that I thought I would share with you all today. The lesson and takeaway from this week's weekly webinar is go sell. Go spend your time following up with contacts, people in your database, and either educating them about the fact that you're still around, put your flag in the ground and tell them, I'm a speaker now. Here's what I'm speaking about. I would love to explore what topics I can help you with. How is your company? What's the state of your culture? These are all the powerful high-level questions we coach you on asking, because the standard in the industry, and again, this report is 200 plus speakers, but this is what they reported back, is that we are spending as speakers and trainers 31% of our time on social media and writing out, building out content and SEO and all that kind of stuff. And between social media and content building, it's more than 40% of your time, and it's accounting for less than 9% of your business when you add those two things together. The top line here is really the key to look at. We are wasting our time posting on social media and worrying about what the heck people think about us and our brand. And meanwhile, where most of the business is coming from, revenue generated, actual signed deals, contracts, and money is through referrals and word of mouth. So open up those old cocktail napkins, plug them into a spreadsheet, a Google Excel sheet. Open up a free CRM account on HubSpot or Zoho, free CRM, or there's a million others that'll let you get started for free. Just add in a couple contacts, build out a simple pipeline, and just start tracking the progress. Throwing in those contacts and track the progress. Hey, I reached out to them. Hey, they got back to me. Hey, they didn't get back to me. Hey, they didn't know I was a speaker. Hey, they think I'm a speaker now, but they don't have an opportunity for 10 months. Great. Spend your time. This is not rocket science. We are in a business that sells once a year, maybe twice a year. Could be dependent on budget season, could be dependent on when the event planners are meeting or when they're putting together their conferences. And some of the bigger events, they're sometimes months in advance, but that decision date is one time a year. I was actually just working with a speaker recently, and their decision date for the speaker was June 30th. Our speaker did not win the gig because there were some, I don't know why, there were some layers there. We're excavating with that client. They're an ongoing client with this client of mine anyway. But we didn't win the gig, but they had a decision date, June 30th, for their event that's coming up in a couple months. Guess what their decision date will be next year? June 30th. It's when they meet to plan their conference. It's very structured and systematized at this company. And so if you know that and you can be a community builder, this is key. We'll do more video content on this in the future, how to build out your own CRM, your own community, and spend a majority of your time. This is the lesson. Every weekly webinar we do here at our Patreon page, and we'll post this around, are focused on one single simple learning lesson. Here's the learning lesson for today. And I'm an odd example because I'm doing this video. I'm creating content right now. And what I should be doing is going into my Excel sheets and my CRM that I have and just following up with people, selling, seeing what they need and when they need. And they will follow back up with me and they will tell me, hey, Nat, I like you, or I don't like you, or never email me again, or I do have a need, or here's when we will have a need. So follow up with me at this time, or they're on vacation, or they want. But building out not only a strategy, but systems, which, yes, we can help you do both at patreon.com/speaker training for sales, focus on referrals and word of mouth is the way to go. We also do, a little bit of a pitch for our community. If you're part of our speaker circle member tier, which is $43.21 a month, it always will be. It's the lowest, I believe, barrier to entry in the entire speaking business by far. We do a monthly speaker business strategy session via Zoom where we meet up with our network. It's a mighty and small and powerful group of people where we're sharing business. We're sharing ideas, word of mouth, referrals on the Zoom. We're getting in breakout rooms and doing it. So I just thought this would be really interesting. We can go through this graph as well, just line by line here. So in essence, the group who did this survey asked, what channel are you spending your time on? How much of your revenue is being driven? And then on the far right of here, the far right of this chart in column number, I guess it's column 4 on this chart, is the gap there. So speakers are spending 31% of their time on social media. It's driving 2.3% of their revenue. That's a negative 29% gap. That's just the subtract, the 31.5 minus 2.3. That's not really a statistically valid information, but it doesn't matter. It's a red alarming number. About a quarter of speakers' time, 25.9% is spent on referrals and word of mouth, getting out there, telling people, hey, I'm a speaker, telling people, hey, I spoke at your event back then. Where else should people be hearing my message? Do you have any other connections, any other needs or conferences or events coming up? The more direct and specific, and I'll say blatant, that speakers have become in making this ask, the more successful they become. You will hear no. That is part of sales and referrals and word of mouth. But it doesn't have to be the used car salesman approach. It can be, who else do you think should know my message? How can I engage you in my community? How can I best serve and help and support you? I'm here. I'm a speaker. I would love the help. Help me to share my message. That is generating 64.7% of revenue. So if you were a $100,000 speaker business, that's $64,000 worth of business. If you were $1 million speaking business, that's more than $600,000, $647,000. So it's a 38% gap. It's well worth the time. Positive 38% gap. The third line is direct outreach, just like cold email. So people are spending a lot of time on that. it's not really worth it. So maybe that's something you could mass do, automate, and hope for the best, but it probably won't generate much in terms of return. Inbound content and SEO is basically search engine optimization, any inbound leads that are coming to you, which of course every speaker wants, but look, it's only accounting for 6.5% of people's business, unless like you are super hot right now. You know, that Netflix show just hit and people are reaching out. Like I recently talked to an event planner who was really excited and hopeful to book the cruise captain from the TV show Down Under or whatever it is, or where they manage the cruise ships. I don't know. This person's on fire right now, and they're making lots of money. They're not a good speaker. They just show up, but it's their brand that's carrying them. They're getting inbound leads, but it's very rare that that's happening from the speakers that I've talked to. And then most speakers are spending about 4.6% of their time on bureaus and agency partners, and it's accounting for about 6.5%. So if you're a $100,000 speaker, maybe that's 1 or 2 gigs a year. So it's probably worth automated follow-up messages to any speakers bureaus that you might be a part of and just say, hey, I'm still here. What's up? How's the booking season? How are you all doing? How can I help? What are your biggest challenges? And maybe they'll send you back a couple of referrals because you're top of mind. This is it, my friends. This is fascinating. Welcome to the speaking and training world in business. It is not rocket science. I'd say that all the time on our weekly webinars. We do these all the time, consistently at patreon.com/speaker training. So if you want any help or support, we'll put the links all over. You can't miss it. If you're watching this in video ask, there'll literally be a link you can click on the screen at the end of this video. But we're here to help. We're here to help. If any of this is interesting to you, if you want to really work with a seasoned entrepreneur who also teaches this stuff and his team, that's me. At patreon.com/speaker training, we're here. So please just let us know how else we can help. And by God, stop watching this video and go make a sale today. Follow up with someone. I got to stop recording too because I got to go. I got to go email 20 people. Okay, see ya. Bye.